Howdy folks, welcome back to another episode of Richo'S Customs, and today we're doing a year 2020 review and going over everything and all the important things that happened in 2020 that you might have missed. So stick around for all of the updates. I hope all of you had a great 2020. I know I did. I've gone a lot further than I've ever thought I will on YouTube. Had an amazing year and it's just been great. So, to start off 2020, we had 993 subscribers and about 63,000 views. Now, those views mainly came from when I cammed the AU, because I cammed it in 2019, and the Turbo EF I did, the creamy coloured one. That one really kicked off my channel. And that's really where I started making these videos from, because I was like, wow, people are actually interested in the stuff I do. So that was pretty cool. That's really what kicked off my channel, was the Turbo EF and camming the AU. So I just really got lucky, I guess, because a lot of people take a long time to get to 1,000 subscribers, but those 3 videos alone, they got me there. So I must have been doing something right if I got 1,000 subscribers in like 3 months. So that's 2019, a wrap up, because I never really did that. But let's get into 2020. So the first video in 2020 was in February, when Connor and I did the $350 turbo kit on the AU Falcon. So we picked up the turbo kit off Facebook for $350, absolute bargain. Slapped it on the cleaner Series 1 Futura. Oh, that was the best car, had the epic dose. You guys apparently really liked that, because it got 112,000 views and like 300 comments, and yeah, that video was an absolute banger. That also really set off this channel for this year, bringing in so many new people and a lot of new viewers. So the Turbo AU was definitely a success, and people want to see more turbo content. So I've got some more turbo ideas for 2021. So stick around next year, because there's going to be some more hectic turbo builds. So after the Turbo AU, we manual swapped Naughty. So we took an XR6 manual T5 gearbox out, threw out the old BTR, and put the T5 in. So did all the supporting mods, clutch pedal, you know, all the things you need for a manual swap. Then after the manual swap, we did some weight reduction, yeeted out speakers, all the stuff that you don't need in a burnout car to make it do hectic skids and tip in just that little bit harder, because it's a bit lighter now. So that was done. Then in April, we put the E85 Monster engine into the XC Ute. I haven't done any updates on the XC yet, because it's not quite finished yet, and I just want to do an overview when it's done. But as you know, we put the racing engine into the XC, which is a fully built 12:1 comp crossflow motor. It's a really healthy motor, E85, because it would just detonate if it was on 98. So we did that swap into the XC, runs great, absolute monster of an engine, and I can't wait to have that car as a cruise car. Go to meets, show people what I did by myself when I was 17 or 18, I can't remember. Painted it all myself, did all the work to the XE. So more updates on the XE coming next year. In May, we started the Supercharger build. I got the fuel system together, we rebuilt the Supercharger, put seals through it, oil, bearings, you name it, we did it just to refreshen it, because it was only $200 off Facebook, so I didn't know what I was getting. So we rebuilt it, and I just went over the fuel system, told you guys what I'm going to run on it, and we started the design process of the manifold. A few months passed on after the Supercharger rebuild kit, while I was just waiting for more parts to come and that. So I introduced my brother Matthew's Land Cruiser. We did a few mods to that, and my Mazda 121 Metro that you may have seen. We took the Mazda onto the beach, did some sick reverse dive. honestly the funnest car I ever owned. Just doing fun stuff in a cheap car that, you know, if you break it then there's no biggie. So the Mazda, honestly, funnest car ever. And you guys didn't really enjoy it because not many people watched it, but I still really enjoyed the old 121, the weapon. So in June 2020, that was my first ever attempt of taking Naughty down the drag strip. Did a 9.2 in the 8th, which for me, that's pretty fast for an NA cammed AU Falcon, so I thought I did pretty well. But as you do, you want to go faster, you need more power. So that's when we started to supercharge Naughty the burnout car. So it was time to commence Commodore Supercharger on AU Falcon. This by far was definitely my greatest achievement on YouTube of 2020. There was about 5-part series that I put on YouTube and you guys just loved it. Got a lot of views, a lot of comments, a lot of likes. Everyone just frothed this build. So I'm very proud of what I've done and all the work that I did of putting the M90 Supercharger on the AU. Everything from designing the manifold, how the pulleys were routed, all the fuel system, everything. I did it and I designed it and I put it in. The only thing that I got my mates to do was Toby. He welded up the manifold and helped me do the manifold part of things. And Bill Hooton did his magic as usual, helping with my Barrett ECU swap, and he did the startup tune and all the helpful stuff which made the tune a hell of a lot easier. So just a shout out to everyone who helped out on Naughty. That was an epic build and so much better things to come for it next year. Once the build was done, we took it to Lionel and we got a tune. So we put it on the hub dyno, made 311 horsepower and 328 foot-pounds of torque, which is 230 kilowatt and 440 newton meters of torque, all at 3,000 RPM, because Supercharger kicks on and she's an absolute weapon. So I was super happy with that result. It kicked my goal. My goal was 300 horsepower, so we just got over it. Very happy, and 300 horsepower is plenty enough until I become a better driver, because there's no point having all the power if you can't drive it. Now that I've got more power, I thought it was about time to do a handling mod. So we chucked in an adjustable white line sway bar. That definitely removed half of the boat spec. I still got to get a rear one because I didn't know they did a rear one until after, because everyone commented, why didn't you do a rear one? So gonna get a white line rear sway bar next year as well, but the front is plenty enough for now. Hectic tip-ins now with the sway bar because it's less boaty, but yes. Definitely need to lower it. Everyone keeps getting triggered of how it's still the factory height. I'm getting there. Calm down, alright? I'm getting there. Now that we had more power, I had to take it back to the drag strip, as anyone would. But the 12-year-old 235s, they just didn't like 300 horsepower and it was slightly wet. So we didn't go any faster. It was still a fun day out, but now I've got to show you guys the slicks that I bought for it. So that'll be coming next year as well. We got some extremely fat. They're way too fat for the AU. Definitely gonna just cook the diff straight away with these slicks. But yeah, you get that on the big jobs. Then finally in 2020, you guys would have seen the FJ73 that I bought, and we reconditioned engines. So engine came out because I was going to do an engine swap, but I realised it was too hard to do the swap and I might as well keep the factory engine in a kind of rare car. So 3F took the head to Pro port, Josh did his magic. It had a bent valve and 2 guides were cooked, so all new exhaust guides. Got a new valve so it wasn't bent, because that's ideal. and put the head back on, back in the engine, runs and drives beautifully. But the gearbox now decided to leak oil, so I'm going to have to pull the gearbox out. Classic cars always bloody braking on me. Pain in the ass. So to end off 2020, we ended up with 468,000 views and 6,750 subscribers. So that's a lot more than I ever thought I'd ever have. So I'd like to thank each and everyone for liking, sharing, doing all that good stuff. We hit 1,000 followers on Instagram as well, which is mint before the end of the year. So I'd like to thank everyone. I'd like to thank my dad for helping me out, giving me car parts, taking me everywhere because my Land Cruiser was broken. So thanks Dad, and just everyone else that has helped throughout the build, chipped in for parts and just helped me out and do the stuff that I love doing and showing you guys. 2021 is going to be a big year. I'm hoping to go more and bigger events. We got Rocky Nats on the Easter holidays, so stick around for Rocky Nats. It's going to be mint. Hopefully I'm going to get to a power cruise down in Brisbane one time. A lot of people are keen to see me down there, so definitely got to go to a power cruise one day. Drifts, I want to take the AU drifting. That'll be the next thing, because how sick, supercharged at the drift, that'd be mint. Instant power, which means skids. So 2020's got a lot to come. Many big builds are already happening, so you might have seen the teasers on my Instagram if you follow me, but 2021 is going to be a massive year, so you must stick around because it's going to be the biggest and best year ever. Anyways, I hope you liked today's video of recap of 2020. Some people asked for this video, so I thought I'd go back through all the old videos, make this video for you. So I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next year. So thanks for watching. See you around.